When giving a presentation, the slides are a crucial part in engaging our audience and ensuring they understand the content. This video will give you some PowerPoint tips in making sure your presentation is effective and attractive. It is important to treat your PowerPoint as your presentation background, as it should not be the main feature of your presentation. Each slide should have a main point, a takeaway, so viewers know why they are looking at the slide, and it should be stated what that main point or takeaway is. This is typically in the headline or title. You should limit the use of bullet points, as these are meant for a list, not for concepts or ideas. You should use word tables, which work better. Simple diagrams should be used to present complex ideas. And without signaling items using numbers, arrows, or letters, viewers will not be able to follow your processes. So signal steps in a process. Annotate or direct attention to keep viewers focused on the key components you're discussing. And show viewers explicitly how to read the data. For complex slides or when there is lots of content, viewers will try to digest all information at once. So use transitions to reveal content methodically, but don't be too distracting. Your slide titles should give your audience a clue about the subject. You need to make sure that you are clear about your content. You need to include your definitions of any important and relevant information, and you should provide an explanation explicitly stating the relevance or purpose of the definition within the context of your topic. A quick tip on titles. The default PowerPoint slide titles is centered. Change it to left justified. You can do this by turning off the automatic fitting functions in PowerPoint to avoid having PowerPoint reduce your font size if you exceed the number of characters Microsoft thinks you should have on a line. Right-click on the text box, format the shape, and click on Do Not Auto-Fit. If you decide to fill your slideshow up with text, you might regret it for a couple of reasons. It is boring because your audience will be able to read your content faster than you speak. It also looks cluttered and overwhelming. You will feel obligated to move through the slides slower and read every single word. You'll become reliant on the slides rather than on your presentation and your speech. So it's better to keep it simple. Don't use too much text. Reserve text for keywords or for the most important points, and don't read off the slides. Look at this slide. This is much better, as it does not have much text, there are shorter lines, and it only uses keywords. A good rule to remember is the 5-5-5 rule. No more than 5 words per line of text, 5 lines of text per slide, or 5 text-heavy slides in a row. You need to make sure that you use readable fonts and colors, nothing too flashy as it makes it difficult to read. You also need to choose an easy-to-read font, nothing too scrawly or complicated, and the font size should be big enough for all audience members to see clearly. While animations are really exciting and fun, you should use them sparingly. You do not need a transition or animation for all of your slides. You can use them to emphasize content or to break up the presentation, but too many transitions can be distracting, and audience members will lose focus on what you are saying. Use the animations to enhance your slides and to make content appear only when necessary. When displaying charts or flow diagrams, make sure you explain what each element of the chart is about and why it is relevant to your topic. It should support what you are saying, but all explanations can be stated and not added to the slide. This avoids clutter and keeps the image clear. With tables or graphs, make sure it is clear and table is layered. Just like in a research paper, make sure the readers are clear about what is happening. Images need to be clear and not watermarked. You should label the images if necessary. And just like with everything, make sure to reference. Your in-text citations do not need to be after every single point made. You can add your citation at the bottom of the slide. You still need to reference, but you do not want your references to distract or subtract from the content. Here is an example of an image with a reference at the bottom. Notice how the reference does not take up most of the slide. When including videos, they should be embedded rather than hyperlinked so that there is fluidity in your presentation. This also helps if you do not have an internet connection. And lastly, make sure to end your presentation and thank your audience. Thank you for listening.